This is my foster care story. In 2006, I read a newspaper article about a young girl who had been abused and neglected by her family, placed in foster care and abused and neglected in the system, and was now aging out. And the state of Texas was going to give her a check, and she was going to have to do life on her own. What I would later learn is that she would end up homeless, she would more than likely end up pregnant, and she could fall into the sex trafficking industry. And it just made me mad. And I actually out loud said, somebody should do something. And the Holy Spirit very much spoke to me and said, yeah, you should. And so after 2 months of praying and arguing, my husband and I started classes to become foster parents. And by that next year, we were placed with our first little girl. And her coming into our house wrecked our plans and our lives in the best of ways, because we got to see what radical hospitality lived out really looked like. And as our time with her grew, we got to meet her biological family through our once a week, 1 hour a week visits. And I got to sit next to her and hear her tell me her story about her life and the life that she had lived. And I really realized that there was no difference between the two of us except the lives that we had been placed in, and that there was no reason that I shouldn't be sitting in this seat 1 hour a week visiting my daughter. And so all of those middle class, white, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, things that I had been raised with kind of just started fading away as I got to hear her story and understand what brought her and her family and her child into the system. And I understood more and more about how important it is for foster families to be in this, to not get a kid for their family, but to give their family to a child.